And I'm just going to do that. And I also like to go live on Facebook. Again, your faces won't be on it. It'll just be my work. And then kind of at the end, I'll turn everything off and we can all share. So, okay, just doing that. Okay. And so let's get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself too. My name is Leia Precious Thunder Warrior. My medicine name was actually given to me by a Mayan teacher. So all that kind of Day of the Dead ancestral work is part of like what I was trained in as I was doing this work. But I am myself, actually, I'm mixed. So I mix kind of that Western European, Norse, Slavic, Gaelic traditions with, on the other side, I am Iraqi. And so I'm bringing in, well, it's like sort of Iraqi Syrian, but I'm bringing in kind of ancient Babylonian wisdom, kind of what I like to call it like medicine work as exorcisms. And we have our exorcism class at least once a year, hopefully. Last one was pretty successful, I feel like. So always welcome to tune into that as well. But just grateful to have you all here. And final thing is my pronouns are they, them. So, you're always welcome to practice that. Of course, no pressure, but nice to be kind of finding space and time for that. So we're here today because it's Samhain. That's a wonderful and very exciting time. Gaelic festival. So kind of originating from Northern Ireland, or from Ireland, I should say, Northern Hemisphere. This is about the time that it takes place. And it's a Celtic holiday that celebrates sort of the pathway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. So it's kind of about moving into that second half of autumn and what we might call the darker days, or the sort of colder months. It's sort of like the harvest is sort of over, but now we're really kind of preparing for the long sleep, the long rest. And of course, modern Halloween as we know it is kind of post-Columbian in a way, because it is this mix of Samhain, which is kind of the pagan stuff, but it also kind of has this spooky element because of how we maybe view the indigenous Day of the Dead. So kind of that honoring of the ancestors from multiple cultures, kind of mixed with that enjoyment of like the spooky, scary skeletons. Gosh, I can't talk right now. Sorry about that. So it's kind of a fun time in which we can shapeshift a little bit. We become something else, we try something else, but we're also kind of dealing with the spirits more often than not. And so that's where that skeleton kind of energy comes from, because we're actually working with not only spirits, but spirits of our deceased relatives, our deceased ancestors. And this is something that has been going back, from what we understand, perhaps to Neolithic times, at least the honoring of this day. And for those who have heard the term bonfire, what the celebration usually is creating kind of such a large inferno with sacrifices that it could be basically hot enough to burn bones. So this is a time of really kind of honoring the spirits, but also feeding them, which is something I think that as anyone who works with animism, practical animism, would know that if you kind of want to make relation with spirit, you have to feed them in some way. And in Babylon, especially, it was considered, I mean, Babylon, ancient Egypt, Gaelic traditions, even Dia de los Muertos, it's all about you have to feed the spirits that you want to be well. You want to see them taken care of in the afterlife, because in a way, they belong to you as you belong to them. So we're going to be kind of working with spirits sort of at all. So our ancestors, but we'll also be working with kind of just the little people seem to want to come through today. That is something for the Gaelic tradition as well, that you could actually relate to the other world, and you could relate to the little people at this time. You could go, you could literally go into the other world and maybe even get trapped there. So we're not going to get trapped. I don't mean to scare anyone by sharing that, but we're going to be inviting in as many little people, spirits, animals, anything that you want is going to be working with us today. So I'm really excited for this Halloween, really excited to honor all within us that is magical, and truly just take this opportunity to kind of revel in what it feels like to kind of just work with spirit. Yeah, I think that's really everything that I have to say. So the last thing that I'll share is the two meditations are as follows. The first will be a connection to the ancestors and a little bit of healing. I always like to kind of allow us to, relax, breathe, just be with self. So we'll be bringing in that healing. We'll be bringing in kind of connection to the ancestors in a way that feels safe and feels comfortable for you, because ancestor work can sometimes be complicated. And then I couldn't resist, and I know I did this last year, but we'll be doing a little bit of shape shifting this year as well. I just felt that it needed to be done. So it'll be kind of fun to enjoy ourselves sort of literally becoming something new. So it might be a long session, and I'm totally understanding if people ever need to leave early. And, as we all mentioned, technical stuff, it's all good, totally get it. But if you can stay until the end, it's always nice to kind of have the full experience with the two journeys. But I'm also understanding of people's schedules and everything. So with that in mind, I guess I would like my DJ to please play the first set of music, and feel free to sit back, get comfortable, and we'll begin. All right, so let's take time now to arrive and bring in focus, beginning with the breath and honoring some peace into the mind and spirit. Allowing in the knowledge of the sacredness of everything. And let's begin with a little bit of breath work. So when I say 9, we're going to all breathe in together, kind of connecting our hearts, our spirits, our bodies. And when I say 9 again, we're going to exhale, and we're going to breathe out, kind of getting into a rhythm together. So 9, inhale. 9, exhale. 9, inhale. 9, exhale. Inhale, 9. 9. 9. And 9. 9. And 9. And one more time. 9. And 9. Taking a moment again to honor the sacredness of all things. Sacredness at the heart and sacredness at the soul level. Sacredness of the land beneath our feet, the land that we live on, and its indigenous keepers. The sacredness of our homes, of the walls and the windows and the doorways. Sacredness of our rooms, of our chair, of our tools around us. taking it all in: earth, home, self. Knowing that this sacredness is in the world from what we can see and beyond. In all things and even in no things. From the greatest beings to the smallest peoples, spirits, creatures, plants, and allies. Please stay muted if you're joining now. There's great power in the energy of all things, and there is something else too, an alluring secret through the trance of quiet contemplation, welcoming in a kind of focus that allows for a mesmerization, not just to the self, but to this group, to the council and tribe, connected today, connected in the future, connected at all times. And let's take a breath as we allow for a kind of mesmerization with life itself. Breathing in 9 and 9. 9 and 9. Again, 9, 9. We are honoring the old ways and honoring all who have given us our gifts, the ancestors, the earth, the deities. For we are honoring the medicine of knowing all things, seeing them, experiencing them, and at the same time holding our own container, our own wisdom, our own sense of self, and our own ability to create a reality in which we can heal, we can make things, and we can even weave the very fabric of the entire universe. So let us take some time to tap in and connect to the power of all things. Sending you some blessings as we connect to the medicine and to the magic, to the shamanic energy of the tribes of cunning folk, medicine people, witches, wizards, sorcerers, exorcists, to all spirits on this earth. And feeling ourselves as if we are in circle, one unbroken chain of life. And we give thanks for the life that we have, for the gifts that we have, for the warmth that is within us and within others. And in this twilight of the doorways opening between spirit and human, we allow for the opening to our full potential, the world behind our world, so that we may welcome in whatever it is we need today. Let us welcome in a few moments to either continue to release or to begin to release that which we don't need today. And knowing that it's okay to be a little vulnerable, perhaps a little receptive to receiving blessings and releasing any tower moments in our past, allowing for things to come to an end, and allowing for our wisdom to bring empathy and compassion to our story. Taking stock of the body and the mind so that we can receive joy safely, so that we can forgive and accept and heal and surrender and overcome. And if you haven't already, beginning to relax the body too, relaxing our shoulders, our joints, relaxing the back and the neck and the muscles in the face. Releasing any karma, trials and tribulations, aches and pains that might come up. Especially taking a moment now to release any of the energies of the living people within us, parents and co-workers, siblings, family, and friends. Taking time to see any memories that may be coming up today and giving them a little attention with the intention of releasing so that we may return to the focus of you and to the love within that focus of you. Moving the energy of the junk that we carry with us and just kind of giving it to the earth, relaxing our grip. If you'd like, you can send it to my altar, pulling anything out now. Offering a little cleanse here. And pulling anything out. Using my selenite log today. And also moving any energy now from the ancestors. Allowing for the knowledge that we carry much from other people, both living and unliving spirits. The many grandmothers and grandfathers that came before, those that we came to know in this lifetime. Taking a minute, kind of combing your aura. So that we are releasing and integrating and understanding that we carry many kinds of selves, many gifts, sometimes burdens, as part of our whole being. Knowing that we are okay with all of these things that we hold. And as we might be parsing through this, let's take a moment and return to the breath. So I will say 9, and then I will say 9 again. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. Feel free to invite a bit of release on the exhale. 9. 9. 9. 9. We carry a great legacy within us. And sometimes that legacy can come with many strings attached and many opportunities to learn to draw and redraw boundaries. So let us acknowledge the full picture that is connecting to the sacredness of the human spirits that are around us and that came before us. Knowing that family and lineage is also about fully understanding ourselves and does not always have to include forgiveness, only the knowledge that we are still learning and that we are doing so with the old ways to break bad cycles and to find some comfort in returning to our own sacredness. Knowing that spirit is proud of you, you are doing better than you think you are, and there is greatness within you in all ways. That sacred is within you, the earth is within you, the humans and the other than humans that inhabit this experience we call life are all part of your wisdom, your stories, your emotions and energies. For all of these things are a part of each and every one of us, and we are all reflections of each other, carrying the legacy of all stories within us. Taking a moment now to reflect on these reflections and emanations and mirrors of the self that go in every direction, behind us, ahead of us, and in all directions. Everyone is in you, everyone is in me, and we are all in this great circle of all living things, a part of each other, a part of that great circle of life. So let us allow for the space to find peace with this complicated world of spirits. While the veil is thinning and we are surrounded by spirits of all kinds, let us be surrounded by a healing peace and take a moment in that space. Peace, peace, only peace. And when we are ready, let's welcome in our ancestors now to join us in this circle. I will say 2 short prayers, one in the language of my forefathers and one in the language of my foremothers. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Uhdina sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim wala dhalin. Ameen. Sadaqallah al-Azim. Today we give praise to the universe, give praise to Mother Earth, give praise to the nature of all things and all beings. We give praise to our guiding spirits. We give praise to our ancestors. We give praise to all that came before us in this struggle. We give praise to all those who have cared for us, protected us, guided us, and loved us. To those who have passed, and to those who are still living, we honor you. And so let us now honor these ancestors that have come to join us today. Perhaps those that we know and love, those who we hold fond memories with. Honor the dead that we may not remember, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, the grandparents. And from a safe distance and with boundaries, we can also offer the difficult or unclean dead, knowing that they are there, and if we would like to, we can acknowledge them, but also while still in keeping with our own boundaries. We acknowledge the great legacy of memories of all things, and allowing their memories as we feel comfortable to. So take it in, regard who's with you. You may want to say, hello, welcome, I'm so happy to see you. Reconnect. You may feel a hand on your shoulder, hands in yours. You may see them. Welcome them in, those who you would like to be with you and who you know are safe for you. And again, we acknowledge the great legacy of memories and of all things. In this space of ceremony, we are joined all together now in a great longhouse of one tribe, tribe of humanity, accepting our differences as well as our similarities with great love across all walks of life, and coming together in this time of feasting, allowing all of these spirits to join us together in living memory and in living revelry. From around the world and around the spirit realm, seated together, taking a moment to honor all aspects of the people and places you came from, and to once again give thanks. Give them any offerings that you might want to. Listen for any messages they might have for you at this time. And if this is your first time connecting, simply holding space for that introduction and allowing it to be as easy or as awkward as it might be meeting any great aunt for the first time. Being open to receiving wonderful things from these people, open to receiving love and abundance, and receiving any kind of relation and experience that you deserve fully. Healing connections and healing your relation to connections. Receiving in ways that we may sometimes feel our living connections do not give us. And taking time to ask these spirits around us to become allies in this healing. Asking them as well to become allies in the effort of breaking cycles, signing them up in a way to rally support for you, to end the past, inviting them to be your medicine people, here to help you find your magic and come into a new order of the universe in which you are fully truly supported. Some may embrace you now, even kind of want to swaddle you or really hold you tight as their child and sing to you as they are grateful for this connection through space and time. We offer the spirit any energy or happiness that we can share. And taking any final time now to connect and interact with love, compassion, and support. Listening if there is any kind of work they'd like you to do after these meditations. Any rituals, manifestations, or offerings to leave at the altar. So practice that listening. Remembering always that you are as they see you. You are good. You are admirable. You have infinite potential and power. And now is the time for you to believe it. When you are ready, say your goodbyes. Thank them for this experience and return to this room for our silent break until the next meditation, and the music can stop. So you can stay in meditation, or you can just take a moment, have some water. I ask that, to respect where everyone is, we stay silent. You can write in the chat anything that you would like to share, any reactions, or if you have a notebook, it's a great time to jot down anything that came up, or on your phone. Let's just take a moment of silence and we'll begin the second meditation. And I'd like to give it like 2 minutes to just like be back for a second. So thank you. Great time now to get situated back in if you can. If you can't, just head on over when you're ready. Totally understandable either way. Let's begin the second set of music, please. And we'll get started on the second meditation. Hello to those folks on Facebook who might be watching, and thank you again to all who are here on Zoom. Let's begin our shape shifting. Let's begin again with some breath work. Taking some time now to breathe in. And we're going to eventually fall into our cycle of 9 again. So let's start breathing in. And breathing out. 9. And 9. 9. And 9. One more time. Breathing in here, 9. Breathing out, 9. . welcoming in a re-clearing of the mind, a relaxing of the body, beginning where we are now at the beginning, allowing for expansion of the crown and the third eye as we relax and open up to the stars and moon and universe abound. In this evening time, we are here to connect now to the magic of ourselves, to the great earth, and the spirits all between. Take another moment of breath work here to allow for that awareness in our crown chakra, to allow for that awareness in our third eye chakra, and to connect to the dimensions and realms around us. Breathing in 9, and breathing out 9. Breathing in 9, 9. 9, 9. One more time here. 9, 9. Let us in dream now allow our spirits to move up and out of this room into the realm of dream and reality beyond this one, leaving through the window and flying away to a new journey in a place beyond the veil, so that we may come closer to the secrets that are in this world, as we slowly land on a path surrounded by a dark wooded area. The path ahead should be dirt, but take a moment and take it in, noticing jutting stones, the fog and the mist, seeing fireflies dance around us with tiny glows in the dark, noticing leaves as they are halfway fallen from trees, and seeing trees that are very tall, taller than any trees we may have seen before. For this is an enchanted forest or an enchanted jungle, a landscape of fecund and unending wildlife of your ancestors. A place of magic and wonder and of your medicine. So let us go forth on this path, taking in the glowing mushrooms, the fruits that may still be on trees, listening to the water streams, the sounds of the creatures in this place, sounds of those who move between the trees. There is an ethereal sense that this place is out of time, not quite in reality, but somehow all places in between. And you walk on this path. Eventually, on this path, you will come to a crossroads with a massive tree in the middle. This tree is ancient and grown with all the wisdom of many years, many storms, and many small creatures taking residence in its trunk. Taking this in and taking in the 2 paths ahead of you, or the 4 paths. You may not know where these lead, but do not worry, you will not get lost. And in fact, if you are a disciple of Hecate, she may be with you too. But under the shade of this tree is a spirit ally to you. This spirit may be one of the ancestors you just met, an animal, a familiar, a spirit that lives in your house, or even a spirit of this forest. And around this being are many of the little people who may also come to you now. Small spirits who may be tricksters, but are also here for your benefit and to help you as you need it most. Doing a quick gut check here now that you feel right to follow these beings and you feel ready to join them. Allowing for any other interaction that will sway you either way. And if you do feel that this is right, allow yourself to follow these spirits for your highest benefit. And if it's not right, walk this alone, or with another ally that you feel safe to work with, inviting anyone from your team so that you are always walking within your boundaries. And as you move, you are circled by these little people and helpful forest sprites and guides who hold hands and surround you in a ring of protection. You may see all of these beings around you as fairy lights that form and dance and dart from here to there, or as people themselves. And all of these allies are rejoicing in your presence, playing with you, and inviting a little bit of that inner child joy into the psychic self, into the dreaming self, into the third eye, the vision self, allowing for that mesmerizing nature of this place to bring you that happiness, that comfort that you deserve. You are surrounded by the fragrance of the autumn, the beginning of winter, the forest at night, smelling of bark and sap and dirt and wet, the wildness of the animals, the untouched world, that has remained unchanged for millennia. Your guide ahead of you smiling as their lantern leads the way. And as you are preparing to go to the place of your magic, and so this path now ends, and we come to see a dwelling within the forest. Here's the home of a medicine person, a cunning folk, a shaman, a witch, a healer, a person who uses the arts of this world to weave something magical. There's a great fence and gate outside that is old, styled as the hut behind it is in the architecture of your ancestry. And as you are taking it in, candles alight within the home, and there is a gust of wind. The door creaks open, and you are brought inside, taking in the many tools, allies, familiars, wands, potions, kettles, cauldrons that are in this place. If the floor is made of dirt, or if this home is on chicken legs, noticing this place and noticing as well the inhabitant within, a Baba Yaga of the forest, of the jungle, one who lives in this place of the in-between and who looks very familiar, perhaps something a little like you. You are here to meet this person and find your wisdom. And so you are invited in, invited to sit. You may tell this worker of the old ways what it is you are looking for, or tell them a bit about yourself and your magic and your wisdom. Asking them as well for an opportunity to move with this Halloween and Samhain and Dia de los Muertos, as is your ancestry, to move into magical ritual tonight. With a smile, this person will respond, and as Baba Yaga offers a trade, asks you to provide simple tasks that, if you complete with hard work, will reward you with blessings and magic. And so you are instructed to create ceremonial space, to build a great bonfire, and to create offerings to those spirits around you, welcoming in now all of those beings who you came into contact with, so that together we may light the incenses of the sacred rituals of the ancients. And together we create the fire to honor these ancestors under Samhain, Hallows Eve, honoring the ancestors. And together we are placing offerings at this bonfire, fruits and herbs and libations, and drinks. Coming around sacred fire, we are together and at the same time all working with our own medicine person, to create our own ritual space of the mind, our own spiritual connection to the great fire as a doorway to those around us to join and to honor the passing of the ancestors and spirits with reverence. And as we are preparing, may we also be blessed by the incenses we light. May we also be blessed as the ancestors are blessed in this sacred fire. In presence with one another. The medicine person returns to us. They're holding a broom or a cleaning tool, a fan, and they begin to brush our aura, brushing away the layers and the dust, anything left over that we have not cleared. And offers you the opportunity now, as wisdom of the shapeshifter, of turning into something that is not you. You are both in dream together. If you so allow it, this medicine person will turn you so that you become now another animal or being or creature of this forest. Viewing your transformation and the creature that you are becoming. Thinking of how it sounds, what it might smell like, what it might see out of its eyes. Inviting in the spirit of this animal fully into yourself for your highest good, becoming one now as you transform out of yourself, allowing your limits to end and the unlimited nature of this being to begin. You, this being, are one. So allow that power that is within you now to become the power of the shifted self, knowing that transformation is always possible as your animal self takes off. Allow yourself now to fly, to run, to dance. Feel that sheer force if you want. You may want to move. You may feel the desire to growl or shout or cry out. It's Halloween, and so it's time to become your shape-shifted self. Move your neck or your arms if you feel called. Welcoming in the powerful energy that is you transformed in all directions at the side of this bonfire. Again, focus on the breath as the animal running, running, running. Running through the forest. Stalking through the woods, moving with purpose. Seeing the world as new creature self. What are your new wants? What are your new desires? What changes when you change your perspective? Laugh and smile and transcend in this being. Feel your arms as this being. Feel your legs as this being. Feel your eyes as this being, and see your old self as this being too. You may see new parts of the enchanted forest you did not before. You may run back to that crossroads and try a new road, a new cycle. Your being tied to the wildness of the world, tied to your animal wisdom, your survival instinct replaced with the true knowledge that you are always one with this universe, that you are always one, that this earth is your home. And you bring a little generosity to your heart to help the previous creature that may need support, that may feel some sort of need. This animal as it runs, as it becomes something new, is the manifestation of your protector and your adventurous side, of the fire that surrounds you always, becoming integrated with your soul, becoming a force for good and a helper to all needs. This animal that you have become is the resilience, the adaptable, the survivor. And through this animal, all memory, all heart is new and is changed. Past worries left behind, and the darkness of the waning moon. All released, and all spirits around, happy to see your transformation, your growth. And you are always running wild, running free. Above it all, and as fully aware of the interconnectedness of this earth as the animals who live in this wood. And you find that your running in your games now returns you to the medicine person and witch who transformed you. And that person is you, and you are they. So allow for yourselves to combine, to hold each other in an embrace. The animal, the shape-shifted, protecting and loving, resting head on that medicine person, that magical witch, that shaman's head. Acknowledging their divine and their vulnerable, their many legacies behind. With love and kindness, an embrace that is echoed among us all and to the world beyond. Around us, the world is vibrating and crackling with energy, and your shifted self is that being that you have every potential to be. Feel yourself as a part of this earth and a being with untapped, incredible power. Thinking of your gifts and your talents and the uniqueness of you and the heart of you, the heart of your spirit. Your legacy is your reflection of the mystical in this world. And so in this time in which the veil of reality and the unconscious is thinnest, you are accepting a new empowerment, a new awakening of light and of joy and of fulfillment. As one, we watch the flames of this bonfire that you have created. And we are devoured by the sacred dance of the wild, so that all is shadowed, but all is illuminated as well. And that which sticks to you is eaten alive, devoured by your allies or by your animal self. All distractions are destroyed, being only with our needs and our happiness, shameless now, intensely, ultimately fierce, knowing that the power of ferocity is always in us, and so is the tenacity to succeed, to break cycles, and to always continue to simply be. Let us always return to the focus of our ultimate power, our ultimate ferocity, And let that become our foundation for all cycles that come ahead. And we are always connected to the opportunity to weave and create a new reality at any time. And with that, our medicine friend either turns you back or doesn't, but says goodbye, offering you a final gift for you to take back home with you so that you may return back to this room and back to this time when you are ready. And the music can stop now. I'll stop the recording.